Hi everybody and welcome back to another episode here from yours truly, from yours truly, GuigLit. Now, today is a very special video and it's been a little while in the making. I want to get this right, I want to do it properly. Today is a little special first birthday video for GuigLit. In August of last year I put up my first video on Macbeth and we've gone a long way since then. Had a really successful run on YouTube so far, really successful on TikTok, Instagram, and I wanted to take a moment to thank each and every one of you that so much has tuned into a video, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button on the video. Also, just to give a few special shout outs to those that have even gone a little extra mile as well, that I'm able to give a shout out to. But if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe across all our platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. And I had a few questions as well that people had and I'll be happy to answer them. So let's get going. First of all, I want to give a massive major shout out to a very special former student called Joe Anthony. You can find him on Joe Talks Wrestling. He has been a supporter of the channel since day one. He's doing incredible stuff on his way to becoming the #1 pro wrestler in the UK and the world, I'd say. And I'm supporting you every step of the way there, my friend. Second shout I'd like to give is to a couple of ex-students, Harriet and George, who have been massive supporters of the channel since the very start of it, and they even were so kind and generous as to get me a couple of special celebratory cakes when I reached a landmark of over 2,000 subscribers on TikTok. So to two of you, my heartfelt thanks. Thank you very much. And thirdly, I'd like to give a massive shout out to every single one of you who has left a comment, who has liked, who has sent a follow on Instagram or a follow on TikTok. GuigLit really came about because of the coronavirus pandemic, if I'm honest. We got the time to work on these different skills and technologies, and we were able to put together this channel that you see now, and it's going from strength to strength. Hopefully we'll soon hit 300 subscribers on YouTube and various landmarks to come before the year is out, which I'm very excited about. If you have any questions or any suggestions, as always, remember the GuigLit guarantee is every comment will be responded to. So as part of this video, this celebratory 1-year video, I asked people if they had any questions and I want to answer them now. So yeah, let's get right into it. So one of the first questions I have here is, what is my all-time favorite book? Now that's a really hard one because that's kind of evolved over time. For example, when I was younger, I grew up on the short stories of Oscar Wilde. For example, The Happy Prince is a really, really powerful one. I suppose a little bit of content warning. A lot of them are very, very desperately sad. I was raised on a diet of literature that can only be best described as... After that, I got into the works of Bret Easton Ellis as an author, and that was mainly around about sixth form. Don't ever think your appetite for literature can't just still happen. You know, it can still very much happen. And since then, wow, I've read some incredible books. I suppose a recent one I've really enjoyed was Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. That was wonderful. That was a really, really good book. How to Stop Time, I always recommend that. Incredible book, incredible book. I strongly recommend that. That's How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. And if I was going to give you another shout out for another novel I just could not put down, or a book I could not put down, Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom. If you watched my other video on my countdown for last year's favourite books, that was a real powerful one, actually. I really sped through that. I must have read that in about a day. It's a really quick read, but it's a really kind of engaging read as well at the same point. The content matter is deep, and it can be quite upsetting, I suppose. But at the same point, it's a really kind of a spiritual book, I suppose, for want of a better term. So I'd really recommend that. Next question, what we have up here is, will there be any GuigLit merch? Will there be any GuigLit merch? Sure, why not in the future? I can't see why not. Pin badges, hoodies, I don't know, we shall see. Channel has gone from strength to strength, so what's the harm? Why not? I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, that'd be a fun little thing to consider, wouldn't it? Next question I've got is, what made you want to be a teacher? Now that's a really tricky one, actually. Truth be told, my journey into becoming a teacher, and this will be my 11th consecutive year of teaching now. Journey into teaching was kind of an orthodox one, I suppose, but I mean, it was a bit different one. I've always wanted to go into a job where I feel I'm making a difference. I think that was always the way. When I was doing my degree in English, I wanted to do a go into a line of work where I felt, right, I'm making a difference in what I'm doing. And people can find that validation in any job. You know, teaching's not special in that regard necessarily. My hand, I guess, was kind of forced because when I was leaving university, it was the start of the recession. I thought pragmatically, thought quite honestly, you know, what sort of jobs are almost recession-proof. Need something with a secure future and something that's stable, and I'm going to take that growing passion for literature that I had and push it into what I knew best in education. I enjoyed education. I always had a wonderful time at school. I had cherished memories of that. So I wanted to pass that on to the next generation and beyond. And I've never looked back. Not the same story you hear from everybody, you know, the kind of inspirational teacher shtick, and I did have some of those, don't get me wrong, I absolutely did. But it's more, for me, was that sense of just going somewhere where I feel I'm making a difference, you know, on a daily basis. And that's been the truth, that's been the case for the last 11 years or so. Our memory is very close to my heart on that, probably the best way of saying it. And one more question we're just going to round up on this very quick video for today. What advice would you give to anybody who's about to start A-level or A-level English literature? Okay, right, so I kind of got a few pieces of advice. Now, A-level is a leap. I'd be lying if I'd said otherwise. A-level is a leap in terms of the demands, in terms of the rigor, in terms of the independent demands of what you have to do as well. You're on your own 2 feet with a lot of this. You know, there is far less hand-holding than there was at GCSE. There's far less people to constantly be on at you. You know, the responsibility is your own. But my first piece of advice was make sure you do the subjects you enjoy. Like, if you don't have a passion for a subject, if you don't have a genuine interest in it, honest to God, you're gonna find it a lot harder, quite honestly. You have to have an interest in what you're doing. So try and be disciplined with yourself. That's hard at first because you've got study periods or free time, as they're, you know, loosely known. Be honest and realistic with yourself on that. That's really, really important. You know, how am I going to use that time? How am I going to utilize it? That's really important. My third piece of advice there as well is understand that A-level is a journey. So if I give you my own example, which I'll cover in one of my future videos, my first grade at A-level was a grade E in English literature, which I now teach. I was devastated, I was mortified. I was a student who did pretty well at English at GCSE, and now all of a sudden I'm getting grades that absolutely stink. And I was really put back, but I didn't crumble on that. I listened to the advice of my teachers. I took that extra time to dedicate to reading more, you know, swatting up more around the subject, studying more, and I become more disciplined at that. And truthfully, I think A-level was the happiest time of my education in total. I could not say more than that, really. I hope that's kind of some useful advice. Yeah, so, you know, understand it's a long journey. Be realistic with your demands. Make sure that you're enthusiastic about what you are studying, and listen to your teachers and their feedback. Okay, you have to do that. That's really, really important. But for now, that is all we have time for today. Thank you once again for watching to help celebrate GuigLit's first birthday. I should have had a little cake or something. I think I've missed a mark there. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart again, thank you for all your support for the channel. Thank you for all your support on GuigLit, whether it's on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, on this very YouTube channel. It means the world. I'm really excited for where the next year takes us and where we go. And if you have any questions, as per the GuigLit guarantee, they will be answered in the comments as well. So until next time, take care, all the very best, and bye-bye.